need to look into this issue. Of course, if we want the country to be peaceful, if we want to quench the fire that is about to start, we've been calling for calmness here. We've been calling on Nigerians to be peaceful. We've been calling on Nigerians to hold their peace, of course. So just listening carefully to all of this, I just hope that the INEC will not see that we are all against them, no. But they should actually sit back and reason. Just like you said, of course, you know, when something is bad, you don't expect, when a child is bad, you don't call on the child. You call on the father because you feel the father maybe did not pay attention to some little lapses, and that is why the child has gone that wayward. So when we see that maybe from the state level, the local government, the INEC did not do their job, the first person we want to call is on the INEC chairman. What went wrong? You gave us your word. We listened to the recording coming from Dino Milai saying this is what the INEC chairman promised, that rumors have been going around, but he has promised nothing of that form is going to happen. But we can see something contrary different. You know, that was what took place. We saw manual transmission of results. This is no rumor. Everybody witnessed that. So at a time like this, I really, really hope that we can come together because we want Nigeria to grow. I keep saying this. It's not about any party anymore. It's obvious there. We can see that if we can have different parties coming together for a just cause, then you know that it's no longer about the party anymore, but it's about justice, it's about transparency, and it's about integrity at all costs. Because we've always said we want a leader that is credible, that we can swear for. I mean, we don't want our leaders to be toiling in their grave because at the end of the day, we were shouting we wanted independence, independence. Look at where we are. So I just hope that the INEC will take this to heart because we all want Nigeria to grow. At the end of the day, nobody will remember that something like this happened if Nigeria, but we'll all embrace each other and say Nigeria is now a great country. So I hope we'll look into that.
Is it the new Nigeria that we're hopeful of? This move, now, the alliance, and then you had them.
Well, if you ask me, are they fighting for a just cause? Yes, and for me, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Drawing from all that they have said, you know that what, like in a simple sentence, they are just they doubt the integrity of the whole process. And I think one of the comments I had is that the election is far from free. That's coming from one of the political party. And then for me, I think at this point, what is more important is we seeing display of responsibility. Like I expect that the INEC chairman now will be taking responsibility for some of the failures that occurred during the conduct of the election and then apologizing to Nigerians, because obviously now people are holding him by his words. We've heard recordings that's where he was assuring Nigerians that it's going to be free, fair, credible, elections are going to be transmitted even from polling units and all of that. And now people are asking you questions going by what he has said before. Is that what is actually obtainable now? Of course, no, because a lot of people have raised concern with even facts and figures of how that during the elections, results were now actually transmitted, giving excuse such as network, server not connecting, all of that. And we've even had instances where INEC has even given press release of the fact that they had technical hitches, even in people ability to access the result viewing portal. So I think we should see more of that kind of address coming from INEC. At this point, I tell you that hopes are high. People are actually really expectant. But since observations have been raised, I think it's going to be honorable for INEC chairman to address all of these issues, even though, you know, the problem is that for some of these political parties, they don't want the process to continue of collision of results if the issues are not addressed, because going by the Electoral Act, once result is being announced at the end of the day, the returning officer, which is still the INEC chairman, is actually done with like his work for that. If you have any issue, you have to seek legal redress. And for some people, they will tell you they don't have confidence even in the judiciary. They will tell you how many of the judgment or court injunctions that were given by even the Supreme Court that were not even adhered to. So I think at this point in time, even with the protest, the body language of the chairman, it appears like the INEC chairman is not really listening to all of that protest, body language. But like I said, I think it will be proper for him at this point to address such issues, because it is actually his words and people are actually making reference to that. But we will not forget that it is not just this ADC, Labour Party or PDP that are involved in the election, even though we saw a spokesperson of the NNPP saying that whatever has happened is just systematic rigging and it's unacceptable. But then we have 13 other political party. So in all of it, INEC have told us earlier on that for this election, we have about 18 political parties that are duly registered. And yesterday, we saw how the rest of them were actually comfortable with the elections and they said it should go on. They did not work out because the report came that some political party walked out of the coalition. And we saw how all the other party agents that were present at the coalition center were standing up, calling the party they represent and saying that they are still here and coalition should continue. But like I say, what is more important at this point is for to fulfill all righteousness. Can we give can we see like transparency? Like that is what all the political parties are asking. That's what most Nigerians are asking, even though we've had instances where they are saying no, it should be cancelled because it's far from free and fair. You know how we've always talked about the fact that people should remain calm, like we can approach the courts, but obviously we are seeing some body language showing that some people, like people don't have confidence even in our judiciary. But we will continue to urge Nigerians to be calm while urging INEC to do the needful. Like Nigerians should be able to view, like the INEC chairman said, we should be able to view results in real time. Why would I go to the result viewing center while I'm trying to check my polling unit, or where I'm seeing my polling unit, then the result of another polling unit is checking.
There's nothing.
Or there's nothing. Or I'm seeing some issues of TPEX being used or paper mutilated and then put on top of like maybe a result. Like all this open, like all this just shows that something is wrong somewhere. You had one of the spokespersons talking about the fact that one of the chairman talking about the fact that result from Gombe and Bauchi like being the same and all of that. You get, so these are things I think we need to check so we don't look like joke to the international world. Observers are here, and the image that we're going to be sending is at the end of the day will be affecting everybody. We've had instances where Nigerians will go out and they will talk about discrimination, racism, and all of that. This is the picture we're painting. This is the image we're giving. This election is consequential, and because of the way the world is looking at us, in fact, Africa is depending on Nigeria. Most African nations, like we are the giant. So if we get it right, the indigenous or the citizens of those countries are going to be hopeful that, oh, if this country that we're looking up to get it right, then we can have some stability. So I urge INEC at this point to actually ensure that they do the needful. Like, let them show that, yes, this system, like, they should just come out plain. They should be transparent. I think that's what is more important. And at this point, I know that some people are really aggrieved. Some political parties, like candidates, are aggrieved. But I want to plead with them to abide by the peace accord they signed even before the election. Let us all remain calm. I like the fact that the spokesperson of the Labour Party saying they are not calling for protest. They don't even want all of that. That yes, they sense that it might be some kind of, they're trying to instigate or push, you know how push someone to the world that he will aggravate and then explore, but they are not going to do that, and they are really calling for calm even amidst their supporters. They saw evidence how they came out and voted massively. That's the language we want to see candidate politicians, political party preach. Like the whole at the end, it is national interest. If we resort to violence, we resort to protest, it will only take us backward. Think about the recovery. Think about what we are going to, what you will lose at the end of the day. So we shouldn't resort to that. Let's see politicians, political party resorting to that the peace accord design, like going back to it. And for INEC, like let's have a system that will work. Let's be able to, like, you know how I always talked about the fact when you say a thing, keep to it. That is integrity. But when you say something and go against your word, then people will lose confidence in you. Like, this is an election that we spent over 300, like 300 plus billion, you get. And these machines, like, is what took more of even the money. And then at the end of the day, want to come and give reports, and then it's just showing that, oh, these things have not worked out. Like, it's like we going back again. So I think we should see transparency. That's what I think I will anchor on. We should see transparency. That is very important.
Yes.
You know, there's another thing, sorry, before you continue, that I picked from there where they said some people are saying that it's better we go back to the military regime than what we're having. And it's very sad. It really, really broke my heart. If we're going to take a look at what Nigeria was during the military regime, don't want to be treated like animals, like slaves that do not have, you don't have the right to say anything. You don't have the right to go anywhere. There was a reason why we had this, transition from the military regime to the democratic, system that we're having presently. So I just hope that with what is happening right now, it will not give birth to the reason why we would prefer to go back to the military regime. I remember the president clearly had a committee for, they're talking about handing over to the net, because we do not want an interim government. But from the way things are looking, you can sense it. But I just hope that we do get to that point. It is my heart desire that we do not get to that point. And I really love the way they are saying, let us put ourselves together.
We have Solomon from Ebonyi.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, how is Ebonyi this evening?
I'm very fine. I'm just watching you people live and direct.
Okay.
Yeah, but State is cool.
Okay.
So make your contribution.
My own contribution goes like this. First and foremost, I appreciate you put work and your effort.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, with what I'm seeing and with what I'm hearing from callers, I hope the INEC chairman and other processors do that this thing, election, this INEC chairman and other officials, they're supposed to do what is right at the right time. Because all these things, nothing is stealing from it. And especially that twin state that they bring out their counting, and it's the same thing. So there's no way it's supposed to be the same.
Thank you, Solomon, for that.
Thank you.
Like Solomon had been like really following the program. He made reference to the fact that the two twins that actually went to vote, and then they are identical twins, but the Beavers didn't recognize or rejected the other one. So provisions would have been made of such cases. So what were we thinking in the first place? You get, so every Nigerian has that right, as far as you're 18 and above, to go out there and exercise your civic responsibilities. We want proactive measures. So I think it is important that INEC review where they need to. Like, it is important that they do such review. Like I said earlier on, it is very important that INEC look at some of the issues that are being raised. And I'm still pleading that politicians, candidates, political party remain calm and adhere to the peace accord they signed.
Yeah, it is very key and it's very important. When I hear the Labour Party saying the damage being done cannot be corrected, I stand to disagree, because I feel it's okay. We have Hillary from Enugu. Hillary, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for the work you're doing in the studio there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Please make your contribution.
My contribution is that whatever happens, it is clear that INEC has gone against the rule. Let me give you something. Section 64, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act says that a returning officer can only collect and announce results that have been verified and that was passed from the polling unit. So, if one becomes patient, I know P2B, he'll be patient and he will go to court and the case will turn to his favor. That is my That is what I rely upon, not all these, e-feeling or whatever. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you very much. Like I was saying earlier, you see, I believe this result can be revisited. It shocked me, and it gives me joy when I saw the Labour Party and then the PDP, and it's PDP that is presenting the issue that how can Labour Party win 126 in Bauchi, far apart, and then in Gombe they are winning 126. You understand? But this result came from a polling unit. So that means we can reverse and go back to the polling unit and check what happened in those polling units. Did they do the right thing? Then you record the right thing. If something went wrong, is it something that the Constitution give INEC power to cancel? That's one. If nothing went wrong, but people deliberately manipulate the particular polling unit, what does the Constitution saying or the Electoral Act saying? Is it that these people can be given right to do another election? That alone, I feel Nigerians, we have waited like for so long. We've been patient. Rather, we've been patient for so long, and I don't think this process, if it will say it will take us 1 month, 2 months now, that Nigerians will just flare. No, we can still wait. Just like the Khan president calling for calm. And I see even the political leaders, because they said we are the ones that are representing the people, and we are the one that we are saying we are disagreeing with.
Let's talk with Moses from Kaduna. Hello, Mr. Moses. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please make your contribution.
Good evening.
Evening, Moses.
Go ahead.
Okay. Like, seriously, what I want to contribute is that the thing is too much. The thing is too much. I mean, you will vote for the right person to come and lead us, and some people will be tormenting us. It's too much. Actually, what I really want to say is that at least you're supposed to be wise. Since when I was little, I've been hearing that children, the leaders of tomorrow, children, the leaders of tomorrow. Where are we becoming the leaders? And now we are getting old. Country, we want to move forward, not going back. So please and please, I want the INEC to do the right thing, because we want to live a peaceful life and happy life. So thank you for everything.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. You see, it can be corrected. I feel let's be patient. And I believe because of how political parties are agreeing, are coming together, for me, I will say if INEC will bow to this pressure, that will help. That will go a long way. But imagine INEC going contrary to all these political parties that are coming. And don't forget, they are not just anyhow political party. Already they are forced to reckon on. And then you will know that all these votes are coming from these people. Imagine these millions that came out to vote will say, now we are going with our leaders. And you know, if something goes wrong, even these leaders cannot even control it. And I feel that's the reason why they are calling and they are saying remain calm. And I'm happy with one of them that said, yes, even if INEC decide to go ahead and to announce the result, yes, the Constitution still gives them right to challenge the process in the court. Just imagine the court upturning everything that we spend taxpayers' money on it, and then at the end of it, like you start asking, just like now Nigerians are going back to all these old tapes, the assurance and the reassurances that all this the INEC give us, and because the reason why Dino Melaye was playing that is because at a point the INEC chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu challenged him that they should not be talking based on speculation, they should bring fact. And he's bringing that. This is your voice. This is your recording. This is what you said. And he said, this is coming from one media quota that Nigerians should disregard. And they are playing this audio for you. this time
Let's talk
around.
with Samuel from Yola. Hello, Mr. Samuel. Good evening and welcome to the Choice 2023.
Good evening.
Evening.
Hello, Mr. Samuel. Good evening and welcome to the Choice.
Thank you. Please turn down the volume of the TV set.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you.
All right.
Please go ahead, make your contribution.
The point I want to make is the INEC official. I think what I want to make, the suggestion I want to make is the INEC official, and in particular the chairman. The chairman should make this thing the way they promised Nigeria, that they will do credible election and transparent election. That is the promise they make. They have made their promise to Nigeria. So the chairman, in particular, should put in the back of his mind that if anything that happens in Nigeria, the blood of innocent Nigeria will be on his head. You understand? That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm calling for a comprehensive review of the process. I think I will go with that. And Nigerians should be calm. And you can't come out and tell me, from the press briefing of APC, and you say these people that are talking, look at the caliber of people that are even contesting on those platforms, and you look at them and call them that they are not Democrat. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. If I didn't mean the election is not favoring you, would you say that? And we saw what happened in Lagos. Can we say that the activities that went during the election in Lagos, are we going to say that that is the interpretation of two Democrats in that state? It's no. And we look at it, who are the people that wanted to really rule, as in win Lagos? And you look at how everything went. So people will start asking you, and because Nigerians, like we said, even before now, take note of these politicians. And that is what is giving me joy, because I see that people really took note when we were saying this even before the election. And look at now how people are bringing.
Yeah, let's speak from this caller from Kano. Good evening and welcome to the Choice 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Please go with your contribution.
Okay, this is Jacob calling from Kano.
Okay.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
Jacob,
please.
for
Appreciate
calling.
your wonderful contribution, enlightening us, the citizens of the country so far. I'm on this slide. The beavers is a new technology I have setting that we came to know. From the clip you shared about Dino, I'm not clarified, but what I can get from there is that this beavers was loaded before this present election. I need more clarification on that, because if it were loaded before then, maybe in aspect of test running, all these results that we're seeing that they are from Bauchi, and then another state you made mention, having the same number of voters, it's not possible. You and I know that if something has been loaded into the system before, it gives out what it has been loaded. So now, if Beavers is something new, was it really test run well, or it is a method to use so that they will gain their own at the end of the day? I'm seeing fault is coming from that device. That is my own view, and I need to be clarified, because what Dino shared there has really opened me up for this complex duty that we are facing now, the Beavers. That is where the confusion is coming from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Well, when you talk about BVAS are the bimodal voter accreditation system, and it's a technology that was introduced, and other countries are using it, like China. They used it, and we saw how effective it was. They even have populations that is even larger than Nigeria. And this is not the first time it's been used. Even in Nigeria, it was used in Osun and then Ekiti, I think. So, like for a general election such as this is the first time we're using it. It's just a technology. First, one of the uses for it to accredit like the number of voters to see if the is aligning with the information they have you get, and that's one of the essence of the BVAS. And INEC wanted to introduce that so that they can receive like data in real time, so that it will curb this overvoting issue of overvoting and all of that. So the moment votes are being gathered and brought before INEC, once it is modern, in fact, the BVAS will show that, and that way the election in that unit would be cancelled. So I think that's one of the importance of the BVAS. And at the end of the day, the results are going to be uploaded even from the polling unit. From the audio that Dino shared, you know that when he raised his concern and complaint, the body language of the chairman, in fact, his response is the fact that bring facts. Don't just talk based on emotions. They should bring facts. And I'm sure that is why Dino Melaye came with that audio. Because in that audio, if you listen keenly, you hear that, okay, there was rumors going around that INEC wanted to use the BVAS to rig the election. But the INEC chairman in the same audio came out to clarify that issue and saying that no, the essence of the BVAS is not to rig any election. Nigerians should do away with that rumor. That is fake news. But it is to ensure that the process is free, fair, and credible, and for the process to be transparent as well from the polling unit, so that the result will not just come based on what is presented at state level, but INEC will be able to have access to the result from the polling unit, because the BVAS are being used there. So directly as the accreditation is being done, INEC are getting the information in real time. At the end of voting, INEC get the result in real time. I think that's the essence of the BVAS, not like results were uploaded even before election. People are allerging, but you know, INEC didn't say that that's the essence of the whole thing. So we need to get this right. It's just so that from the polling unit, INEC can get the result in real time. At the end of the day, even when results are presented and it's contrary, INEC can be able to see if they are actually in consonance. And no wonder I think some of the party agents are saying, can you display that as this at the same time that the state collation officers are making presentations, so that we'll see if they are in consonance. So it's not meant to rig the election. Let's speak with this caller. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
We're with you. Go on, please.
All right, I'm Sarah calling from Plateau State. I want to commend what you guys are doing on the studio there.
Thank you.
My take in this whole electoral process, I think so far what we have done, the malpractice is so obvious. The electoral malpractice is so obvious. They're looking for where you have to speak. I think don't for practice is a sign that the election was conducted before the day of the election.
We're with you.
We're with you, but your network is not that clear.
Breaking.
Having said that, I would really appreciate. Hello?
Don, I think you do well to end the call and call us back, because the network is actually breaking.
Thank you, Don. We hope you call us back.
So in my opinion, I think that it is important that we remain calm. Let's not make conclusions. When you go on social media, you see different information flying left, right, center. I continue to maintain that in situations such as this, there are people there that are tagged crisis entrepreneurs. What they are just get what they just want is to ensure that they cause chaos so that there's going to be violence for whatsoever reason they benefit at the end of the day. So just like one of the spokesperson of Labour Party said, they are not calling for protests, they are encouraging their supporters to remain calm. There are better means to actually address this whole issue. So just like I said, concerns have been raised, observations have been made. So it's going to be responsible of INEC to review where there is need to actually review. Let's not give up on the process. We can make things work.
Sure.
We can get things right. Let's talk with Ayuba from Kafanchan. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
God be with you.
Yes, I speak with Ayuba from Kafanchan, Kaduna State, the local government.
All right. How are you doing this evening?
Yes, we appreciate God with what you people are doing there. We are very, very, in fact, we appreciate God. Yes, based on this analysis you people are doing, you are giving people hope in Nigeria. May God bless you with that.
Amen.
Seriously, there is nothing more than saying the truth. Once you twist out the truth, you yourself are inviting chaos to yourself. So we are expecting the National Electoral Chairman to do the needful by doing the right thing. Since these beavers, we are met from to the Abuja. Once someone casts his vote, we expect to see that clear. But if things were to change, he's supposed to make it clear to Nigeria, let everyone know that these are the reasons why this thing will not work this way, and this is why it will work this way. But at this crucial moment, please, we beg them, and we are still begging them. We want a loving and peaceful Nigeria. They should not jeopardize with that. May God bless Nigeria and bless Equa TV.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Ayuba.
Thank you,
And
Ayuba.
just like Ayuba say, I think I'll align my thoughts with him that there's no reason we shouldn't jeopardize the peace that we're actually enjoying, even though we know that yes, there have been security challenges. But at the moment, let's think about national interest, not because of a politician's gain. We want to disrupt the peace that we've been enjoying. So, and that's why we keep calling on people to remain calm. Like we cannot, because of one politician's ambition, disrupt the over 20 years of democracy that Nigerians have been enjoying. So let's not allow ourselves to be used at the end of the day to cause chaos. People are alleging of interim government and all of that. Well, democracy have come to stay, and I think I align myself with that. So INEC, for the sake of national peace, they should be able to review whatever observations have been made. And this is no time to be quiet. It is time for us to see INEC from state level, from the state level, local government state level, and all of that, addressing some of the concerns that have been made. Where statements need to be made, statements should be made.
Fast.
Where apologies need to be made, it should be made, and fast. Let's see people taking responsibility. And when we take responsibility, I think it's part of integrity, because we can't see things not working and see people trying to point fingers. So it is important. The silence, the body language, I don't think it is it. So I like it that already the INEC chairman has started saying that yes, they are going to look into all of that. And that's why he said people should come up with facts and figures, and we're also seeing party agents coming up with facts and figures. I like it when I see people talking and even quoting the Electoral Act, because you are holding INEC by their word and even by the constitution that guides the election. So let's ensure that we remain calm and do the needful. Like I said earlier on, Nigeria, a lot of African countries are looking up to Nigeria, and anything that goes wrong here will not just affect Africa but even beyond. So let's remain calm. Let's restrain ourselves from any violent act.
And you know one thing with Nigerians, they can abuse themselves, but you can't abuse them from outside. Yes, all of them will defend. Like you will see people coming, fighting one cause, and we have that kind of energy. And I think I'm seeing it now being channeled to fighting this particular cause. For me, I would say, just for seeing these political parties coming and And, you know, before, during the campaign, they disagree on so many things that make us even uncomfortable here. Because we said, like, some of them are even attacking personality of each other, while we have several issues lying down they're supposed to address. You know, they are not going by that. But look at it now. They are talking national interest. They are coming together to say, no, we can't give the space, even though we don't allow people to abuse us from outside Nigeria. So we can't give them reason to abuse us, and we cannot say anything. So let's correct it. And I think is a way forward. I think it's a way forward.
It's just like what Ayuba said, that it's important that we say the truth. It's in the Bible, say the truth and the truth will
Set you free.
So I hope that we'll all come together and realize that there is no better way than for us to be truthful. Somebody once said, would you prefer a champagne for a few or water that will go round for everybody to drink? Of course, we want the water that will go round for everybody.
Because water is life.
Is life. Of course, you know, Sambo. So I hope that at this point in time, we realize that we all have one reason, one just cause. And that just cause is to make Nigeria great, to see a birth of a new Nigeria, where when you sit down in your house, you have a story to tell.
Let's talk with Bishop from Benue. Good evening, Bishop. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, this is Bishop calling from Benue.
How are you doing this evening?
We appreciate God and we thank God. I want to really recommend all of you in the studio for this great privilege and making Nigeria proud. My own question and contribution to this is that 2023, which every Nigerian is looking for a peaceful and steady and transparent election, and we are disappointed this time. And I want to use this opportunity to plead to the INEC chairman. We are talking of over 200 million Nigerians. And we have seen that this election really, based on observation, based on the news, is not transparent. So whatever is the issue, we should look at the political parties that have come with concern and try to understand their pains and feelings, so that the peace of this country will continue. Because one man cannot come to all because of issues like this to cause chaos in the country. So we are appealing, and thank God for the studio and you people there. Talk to them on behalf of Nigerians so that they'll be able to listen to us and see that there's nothing bad for him to listen and let the right thing be done for the peace of the country. And I pray that God should really come down and help Nigerians in this situation.
Amen.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much,
I
Bishop.
believe God has done his part. You know, it's left for us, because
to
God
our
cannot
part.
come down and then correct this election for us.
You know.
You know, it depends on you, me and you, you know, to just do the right thing from the polling unit. And then whoever is having the responsibility to do the right thing by announcing should do. Because if you look at it, like the INEC chairman will always say, this result's supposed to, everything's supposed to be taken care of in the polling unit. And that's the reason why they brought the issue of beavers. Because immediately after counting and everything and pasting, not even counting, because the Lord said, once you count, you fill the form, the agent sign, and then, you know, you paste the result, one of it at the polling unit, you snap the result there, and then you upload.
We have a caller from Cross River. Hello, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
How are you doing this evening?
Fine.
Thank you for calling.
I am calling the INEC, the INEC chairman, that he should declare anybody want to declare. Nigeria will not die. Anybody that want to declare, they should declare. Nigeria will not die. We will remain calm.
Why do you say that, Francis?
Yeah, I will say so.
Why?
Why? We want to know your reason. Calm down. Let's know your reason.
Why I'm saying so.
Yes, sir.
The INEC official, they know the best. That's why they are declaring that person for us to rule.
Okay. That's what you feel, Francis? Okay, all right. Thank you for your observation. They should declare whoever they want to declare. But Francis, if you ask me, INEC cannot just declare who they want to declare. Why did we go to the polling unit? INEC can just declare anybody to be the winner.
We didn't need to spend the over 300 plus billion naira.
It will save us. It will save us a lot of money. You know, I didn't mean they would just come from anywhere and just declare anybody. That's why I said even the politicians, I didn't mean all this fight that we saw during campaign, they can come together and say, let's fight.
There?
You know, and you see, one thing is that this issue of cancellation that some people are calling, just imagine the money that was sunk. Even before the election, remember, the INEC chairman told us that everything that has to do with the ad hoc staff
has been settled.
True. In this period of cashless naira swap and redesign, you know, wahala that we are in, even before this election, even though, yes, the policy, based on one of the reasons they say is to vote buying and then maybe inducement during the election. And we saw that it really helped. That's why now the issue of the Okada rider now is popular. Everywhere people make reference to him. So imagine him, you know, winning the incumbent. People don't even see that. He's an incumbent. He's there. He has the money. He has the influence because the office have given him, you know, all that he need for him to say this election will be easy for him. Who are you from nowhere to just come, you know?
Okay, Don is back on the line. Good evening, Don.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for calling back.
Yeah, good evening. I want to appreciate you. I called earlier on, like I was interfered by the network.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make my contribution. I want to agree with the Labour Party chairman, which is the damage that have been done cannot be repaired. But actually, if you look at they started the ringing, you know, from their polling unit. You get it. Now, if you even go online, if I know most of you will not agree with that. If you look at some of the reports that have been downloaded, I mean, the results have been downloaded online, you see a lot of them have been altered. There are, you know, tickets on them, cancellation and all that. I know this brother there was saying that the money that's already been in the election is, and they're kind of cancelling it. But it is better to, you know, do the right thing. You know, let us stand on the ground that is plain than for you to stand on the you know, a foundation that is not tough. I don't know if you are getting it.
Yes, we are.
For us to stand on the ground that is clean than for us to stand on the foundation that can collapse any moment. So that is why I said it is very, very important that since there is a lot of, you know, challenges from, you know, from different states as regards to the, you know, to the collation of the result, there is a lot of, you know, results have been tempered with. So it is better for the INEC to just, you know, succumb to what the PDP, what was his name, Pino Malaya and the rest of them are talking about. Let's succumb and the election, the electoral process. Better for Nigeria to think and do the right thing, because a lot of people really came out for this voting. And if they don't do the right thing, I wonder what will happen after that. People would not like to come out when they say there is an election coming on. Everybody will drop his card because we already know what will happen. I said earlier on that we have two states having the same result. For God's sake, how possible is that? That is to indicate that the election has been done before the May 25th. So there is no reason for us to, you know, go on with the process. This should be controlled. It's our money. Taxpayers' money. Better for us to be on the right ground. Let it be done appropriately, and so that the glory will even be on. We go to the INEC and we, those that have voted for the right person, we'll be happy. Even if the person lose, let him lose genuinely. That is my submission. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Quickly, let me respond to one of the things that he said. He said, even though when he said we will disagree with him, in one of it, I don't think you will say anything I will disagree with you. We can just draw your attention on certain things. Maybe if there is maybe the person is talking and he want to incite people, we are here to create balance. And I thank God, because what he said in the beginning when he called, he said he is happy with what we are doing. And he's not the first person to say that. Yes, anything that you say that is genuine, is factual, definitely we will go with you. But anything that is an insinuation, definitely we will not take it. And we feel, yes, INEC are listening, even though when I said I didn't agree with him, that's my own personal opinion. Please, if you are not cool with that, I'm sorry, but that's just my personal opinion, because I'm looking at, the huge amount being sunk into the whole thing. But I believe INEC are watching, INEC are listening, so they know what the law says. When they see there's a need for them to cancel the election and redo, fine. When they feel there's going to be a review, fine. But all that we are saying, Nigerians should be calm, and Nigerians should remain peaceful, whatever, become the outcome of this 2023 general
and I would
election.
like to say also, I think from what he said and also what you said, what I pick is here that you are not against the fact that we cannot have a cancellation, or you are not saying there shouldn't be any cancellation. Just like he said, it's better we start on a clean sheet than to actually, build, because the foundation of anything is very important. When the foundation is faulty, definitely the building will be faulty. But when the foundation is well set on a solid rock, definitely that the building will be great. And that's why I earlier make reference to the West African Elders Forum, where they have called these 4 main contenders. I see hope, just the way we've seen these various political parties coming together for a just cause. I'm also seeing a hope that this main contenders, the APC, PDP, Labour Party, and also the NNP will be able to sit together and see what can we do to make sure that our followers are calm at a time like this. We saw the papers this morning where some people went about breaking and destroying some Igbo's property in Lagos. Why? Because they feel APC did not win that, and that is bad. The governor called them to order and said this is not the right way forward. The fact that your candidate did not win in that particular place does not mean that it has given room to violence. So I hope that we'll all call each other to order, call each other to order. We cannot overemphasize this. You need to be calm, because at the end of the day, if you resolve to violence, at the end of the day, you lose your life, we lose time, we lose everything. You never can even tell your family members that might be involved in that. And that's why they say when you're digging a hole, be careful how deep you dig it, because at the end of the day, you might be the one to sink into that hole. So let us just realize that our every word, our every action matters. Joyce made the point and said that being silent is not the way forward. Come out and say something. And we've seen this. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, Austin. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
Good evening.
Yes, we're here. We are with you.
You are hearing me?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Evening.
Okay. Please, I just want to contribute my quota in what is happening in this election. Please, as a Nigerian, my advice to the... Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
My advice that the INEC chairman, that's why he's the chairman of the INEC, any situation that comes up, we should handle it very careful for the interest of the nation. The way the nation is like now, people are hungry and people are angry. If he does not handle any issue that will make the country to be in peace, it will affect every one of us. So I am pleading to him that the INEC should handle the situation of it very well, so that for the sake of peace in this nation. That is one. Secondly, again, for what I learned and what I'm seeing on Facebook or line about the 100 and something polling units that did not vote, violence in those polling units, what are they thinking about? What will be the outcome of those polling units? Does it mean they are not Nigerians, or they will not vote, or will just go ahead like that? Because if we do not handle that situation quite well, next election, people will also use the same way to fight to win election again in Nigeria. So please, whatever has gone wrong in this election, they should try as much as possible to make things work well for the future of Nigeria and our born children to come. Please, that's my own advice to INEC.
Thank you.
And issues, all things that have gone wrong, they should handle it very well so that we can move forward.
Thank you very much, Austin from Kano.
Well, quickly, I just want to align myself. Like, I've had concerns that Nigerians have made, especially as regard tampering with the peace that we're already enjoying. And in that light, I want to align myself with a statement from the Archbishop Daniel C. Oko. I'm talking about the president of CAN, and which he appeals for calm and restraint, as well as demand responsible action from INEC and others. Like, talking about stakeholders now, like, elections are vital for a country's stability. It is vital, especially a democratic nation such as Nigeria. We don't want to see politicians that are practicing democracy but not believing in the system. Like, election is critical. So we want to see that INEC end this process safely, fairly, and credible. Like, we have to come to that point that, yes, we'll look at the result and say it is free, it is fair, it is credible. That the winner will be congratulated by all. And those that didn't win will say, yes, the process was transparent. We cannot jeopardize the future of over 220 million people. No, we shouldn't. And that is why the will of the people must count. So collation is still ongoing, and we want to appeal to INEC to look at all the observations that have been made. Callers have been making observation as well, and we are here to escalate the issues to the appropriate authorities, and we know they are already hearing us. So let's ensure that the will of the people at the end of the day count, and this process that we are still in and we are still monitoring, that it ends safely, fairly, and credibly. So I would just like us to quickly go on. Well, we have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Uche, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Uche, we're with you. Go on, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Please go on with your contribution.
Please move from your television.
Do us a favor. Please reduce the volume of your TV set.
Well, I might have to end the call so that you call again.
Okay. Please, I have been listening to you people with keen interest. And your contributions are very, very good. But and I am thinking, for how long will Nigerians be patient?
Can you kindly turn down the volume?
Uche, you're listening to your TV set, so maybe you should end the call and call us back again.
Please.
We'll love it. Thank you so much, Uche.
Please call us back, and whenever you call, please reduce the volume of your TV set, or you move away from the TV set, then you talk to us. That will be audible. We'll hear you, and then people listening will know exactly what you are talking about and what you are contributing concerning this 2022.
Well, one point I picked from his contribution is the fact that we've been encouraging people to be safe, to be patient, but for how long? You have been patient for over 8 years, and maybe even more. And I think these few days that we are waiting for the result is not too long to ask that you be patient. So you have played your part, like I will always say, and you have vindicated yourself. The feeling that you did not even play your part or do the right thing, like it haunts and hurts more. So you have done your part. You have been patient for 8 years or even more. I think these few days will not cause harm. So we still appeal that you remain calm. think about the damage that resorting to violence will cause. It can only take us backward and never forward. So let's ensure we follow due process and do the right thing. There are more updates coming from the results that are being collated at the National Coalition Center in Abuja, and I would like us to take the updates quickly, starting with Abuja. So, control room, can we have the results for Abuja? We have the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, talking about Peter Obi, leading there, and the next one is Akwa Ibom, and for Akwa Ibom we have the presidential candidate of PDP leading in that place, and for Anambra, I think we have the presidential candidate of Labour Party winning massively there. We also have that of Bayelsa. And for Bayelsa, we have the PDP candidates winning in that place. Recall some part of Bayelsa, especially Yonoga, about during the election, some polling units didn't elect on that very day. It was
141.
Yes. So, well, PDP is leading in Bayelsa. We also have that of Edo State. For Edo, the presidential candidate of Labour Party is leading there and massively. We also have Enugu. For Enugu, presidential candidate of Labour Party is also leading in Enugu, and Imo. For Imo, the presidential candidate of Labour Party is still leading in Imo State, and Jigawa, the presidential candidate of the APC, is leading in that particular state
massively.
And for Kano, we have the presidential candidate of NNPP, that is Rabiu Kwankwaso, and he's one-time governor in Kano State, and well, people of Kano have commended him. No wonder the massive winning there. So we also have that of Kogi. For Kogi State, the presidential candidate of APC massively winning in that state, and the sitting governor, of course, is also APC, so he will say he delivered the state.
His state, yes.
So we also have that of Nasarawa State. For Nasarawa State, the presidential candidate of Labour Party won in that state, and for Peter Obi winning Nasarawa State is something that most people would not expect, but well, a mark was set there. So the next one is Niger State. We have the presidential candidate of the APC winning in Niger State. Well, let's move to Oyo. For Oyo State, the presidential candidate of the APC is also leading there. That's the Northwest, where he comes from as well. So we also have Sokoto. For Sokoto, the presidential candidate of the PDP is leading in Sokoto State. And for Taraba...
What do you expect? You know, the state of the... where the DJ is coming from.
Okay.
The DJ of his campaign.
So,
was it a Tambo?
Oh, wow, great. So we also have that of Taraba. And for Taraba, presidential candidate of the PDP is winning. I think they merged the gap between him and Peter Obi. Not really much there, but well, he's leading. So that's the result so far. So far, that's the results we've gotten from the National Coalition Center. As more come, we continue to update you about that. Sure. Well, let the will of the people count at the end of the day.
True. There's no better way, you know, than the will of the people, because at the heart of it is the people. So just like we keep saying, democracy is for the people, by the people. So I hope that in all of this, we know that the people are at the heart of all of this. Let's not be like Francis. Francis said we should go with anybody, but I just hope that the people are the one that were like, not INEC. So I just hope that we'll just, you know, give our mandate to the INEC, all we need to do, and just trust that they will take observations of where their lapses are, and they can make redress, and then we'll have a better country.
And again, Sambo Solomon, before we go, I think it's important that we don't forget that we serve a mighty God. Like, I think the politics, the election, it's like attention is being diverted, and more like we are not trusting, like we are not going back on our knees. So I think it is important, as you have gone out there to actually play your part by voting for the candidate that you believe to be right, to be true, to be visionary, to be capable. I think it is also important you go back on your knees. And I just want to, okay, let's talk with Uche. Hello, Uche, good evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello,
Uche. Please go on.
Now, Good evening.
Evening, Uche.
Just I said earlier that how long can we be patient? That a handful of us that are very much in minority will continue to take advantage of more than 200 million Nigerians. They are tampering with our sensibility. And I take exception that we should keep quiet all the time.
So what do you suggest, Uche?
I am suggesting that people will rise up to this occasion in protest.
Peaceful, right?
And make these guys stand on their feet. If we keep quiet, this nonsense will continue.
Thank you.
Okay, Uche, thank you for your contribution. We didn't say that Nigerians should be quiet. Thank you very much. We didn't say Nigerians should be quiet. We just said Nigerians should be patient.
Yeah.
And if you said Nigerians should be quiet, that means we are not even supposed to pick your call because you are talking. And I didn't mean we subscribe to saying Nigerians should be quiet. We wouldn't have given you the opportunity to talk. And as we are talking to you now, INEC are watching. And because there are so many issues that has been raised here, and we saw how INEC responded to them, and we are happy because we feel yes, at some of the observations and some of the complaints are being taken care of. They are being responded to, and we feel that's the way to go. Like us telling you to be patient, not saying that you shouldn't talk. And what we are trying to say, there are so many ways that at least we can channel our grievances, right? So in that, and that is the reason why even the political parties are coming. And to me, I would say is an answered prayer. Answered prayer in the sense that we didn't see that coming. Like the political party coming for alliance, and what they told us is national interest. I'm surprised if PDP will come with Labour, which knowing that Labour already are giving them issues in some state, and they are coming together and said we are disagreeing with some results. To me, I would say that's the new Nigeria that we are hoping, because at the end of the day, definitely they will come to a conclusion and said, yes, this thing should be looked into. To INEC, I know they are listening, and I am sure, they will respond. Wherever Constitution has given them right, to exercise whatever they will exercise, whether review or cancellation, I believe they will do that. And I think this is the much we can take, and for this session, this is the much we can take. Let me just take a few from your response before we.
Okay, I would like to say, just like what Uche said, for how long can we be patient? For as long as it takes for us to get it right at the end of the day and to get a better Nigeria. And also I want to tell somebody there that if you believe that Nigeria should suffer because your candidate lost, then that means that your patriotism ended with your candidate. So it's not about your candidate, but it's about Nigeria. So let's think about this carefully as we go about doing anything, and be patient and peaceful by all means.
Thank you.
Bad leaders emerge because good people are quiet, and because good people refuse to participate in the process of bringing good leaders. And again, I want to take our mind to the scripture talking about 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14, and it says, if my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land.
And on that note, we'll go on a break and we will resume as we continue with the analysis at the results keep coming. Thank you and God bless you.
I felt preaching to them. And how can anyone preach unless they